Possibility of that still there on the side of the Grinders, but each team actually only with one win, right? Because on the Grinders, the 2 wins, one of those was a forfeit win. Anyway, we've talked enough about the stats and all the players. We've set the stage. It is the Grinders versus the Scallops. Going to the pistol round, we've got Sev, MJC, Fowl, Snow, and Benny S for the Grinders. And on Scallops, we have Sosa, Brensylvania, Fuse, Joe Bro, and Purged. Sev, going to go down first here. Brensylvania breaks the ice. And yes, spamming through that smoke, and Grinders are on for the retake. They've got a flashbang, but no kit. That's the biggest problem. So they're going to have to go a little bit faster here. MJC finds that frag onto Sosa. Brensylvania, back and forth we go. Snow going to get a couple, but Fuse strikes back for 2 of his own. That could be the difference maker right there. Snow desperately looking for another frag here. Dooley's out, spamming away, or at least firing off 1 shot. No spam in sight until he probably sees someone, and yeah, that's not going to happen. They're just dancing around. He does get another frag, but it doesn't matter. There is no time left, and there already wasn't time left about 5 seconds ago. Bomb gonna explode. You could argue the lack of the kit cost the Grinders because they had to go so fast, but in the end, the frags went the way of the Scallops as they take that first. All right. Advantage to the Scallops. Upgraded pistols for the Grinders. They're going to stack the B site. And you see the Scallops are not going in that direction, so that becomes a problem for Grinders. They decide to get a move on here. Sosa's watching. It's dangerous for Sosa, though. He gets the upgraded pistols. Will get 1, 2, 3, and finally falls. That's still a good job. And Brensylvania is right behind him to support the second layer of that attack. Ends up just deciding to throw the smoke down and fall off towards his teammates at the A site. Probably the right choice. You don't want to risk a wayward headshot from those pistols, or they picked up Galil, and Purge will take care of Benny S from range and then finish off Sev up close and personal. 2-0 in favor of Scallops, whose name is making me more hungry by the minute. Sushi sounds good right now. Okay, I gotta get my mind out of the this thoughts about food. Let's focus on the game. 3rd round of play. M4A1S is across the board for the Grinders. Snow's already taken damage, but Brensylvania will be his first victim in the end as Snow jumps up onto the box there to have a peek down lane. Ooh, I don't know if that Molotov bounced where it was supposed to. That was a little bit rough. It bounced right back onto the box instead of going towards ramp. The idea there from Sosa was to stop a push from coming through, but instead it just kind of util completely nullified. 2 players in Donut for the Grinders. Foul having a peek out here. Ooh, Sosa, I think that's through the wall or maybe from cave. Either way, he's down to 12 HP. Joe Bro walking out with Fuse, and battle going to be won by Joe Bro. Scallops threatening. Good smoke thrown for Donut. The nade afterwards. Oh, Sosa almost catches the flank. In the meantime, Seven still on the other side. Get a couple of frags, and Sosa does deal with Sev. But it's a 3v2 in favor of the Grinders, and the bomb has been dropped here on the site. Snow gets another one, looking for the 4-piece, and he has found it. Sosa, his last victim, and the first round brought through by him for the Grinders. A very chaotic round that Snow managed to find a way to slip through those 4 frags. Pistol upgrades for the Scallops now. MJC will dispose of them handily. Couple of headshots. Brensylvania, Joe Bro, and Purged grouping up together. Looking Looking to burst onto the scene towards the B site, but Benny S. has other plans. Takes care of two of them. Pennsylvania, last one standing. P250 in armor. But no bomb and likely no chance, you'd imagine. This would be the clutch of Maine if Pennsylvania wins this. Do you have faith, folks? I always have faith. You want to know why? Because it's Counter-Strike. And anything can happen. That's the beauty of it. Percentage chance of it, very low. But there is a chance. When there's a will, there's a way. Pennsylvania, what do you got? Well, there you go. Pennsylvania gone. Hyped it all up, and then Pennsylvania fell by the wayside. Not his fault. The percentage chance was probably below 1. So the expected result. Tied up 2-2. Grinders dispose of the anti-eco and look towards the next. AKs for everyone for Scallops. Joe Bro and Fuse. Looking to meld together as they push towards mid. Sev gonna find Fuse, actually. So that makes it a 5v4 in favor of Grinders, and Joe Bro has lost his buddy. Does have another one in Purged. Still lots of time left in the round for the Scallops to maneuver, and the Molotov gets thrown in by Sosa. MJC smoke thrown for ramp, so just getting that counter util up basically to try and deny the space for the Scallops if they choose to go towards B. But Snow continues his fragging ways, getting that frag onto Purge. 5v2. I mean, Grinders just dominating at this point. Sosa does get one back, but Sev the immediate trade, leaving only one standing. Joe Bro, he spotted. I think Snow saw him. Maybe I'm just deceived by the X-ray there, but I feel like his head was visible for a moment. Anyways, dead now. No? Oh, is he playing 4x3? That has to be 4x3 for Snow, because 16x9 sees that. It doesn't matter. MJC will get the last onto Joe Bro. And it is a third round picked up for the Grinders. 3 in a row for them after losing those first 2. And the crazy part about that one, that was a buy-up for the Scallops. I mean, they just got deleted towards mid. Good job by the Grinders applying the pressure. Snow in particular. Looking good. We talked about it coming into it. Usually it's MJC and Sev that are popping off. Snow is a distant 4th so far this season with 37 frags and only 66.4 ADR. But, well, in this map anyway, he's looking pretty good. Benny S and Foul get a couple back after Pennsylvania finds the opener. At least the bomb plant coming through here on the eco for the Scallops. Foul gets another one through the smoke and the wall. I'm assuming the pillar. And Snow just comes through and absolutely destroys Purged. Benny S seals it up, and Snow will get the defusal. 4-2 in favor of the Grinders, and while the Scallops are breaking through the bomb sites, getting some bomb plants here and there, since the guns have come out for the Grinders, they have looked overpowered. And this is what I was talking about, just based on that small sample size of stats that was maybe a concern for the Scallop side, is that in the few maps that the Grinders have played, they've actually looked more efficient in terms of their fragging and damage done than Scallops have. Just looking at MJC, even if you ignore the rest of the team on the Grinders, MJC and Sev have been very, very good. Timeout going to be called by the Scallops to talk things over, mull over their options, as they look to find a way back to victory. Round number 7. Let's get this show started. What do you got, Scallops? Pennsylvania, along with Sosa, Taking some damage from the nade. MJC finds the opener on Brensylvania. He just wanted to activate quickly in towards Jag and gets denied. Now Snow and Sev charge down ramp off of that opening frag and get a follow-up. That's lane and B completely cleared out. Not only that, the information is there for the Grinders that this is probably going A. As it stands, they haven't really rotated much attention in this direction. Foul's on his own, but he does collect a key frag on Fuse. Then the follow-up while he's blinded. That's just a timing shot while moving. Purged, last one standing. He will get that frag. He doesn't realize it yet because he was flashed, but there goes Foul. He's in a tough spot. And once again lives up to his namesake. He has been purged to the void by Snow. 5-2 in favor of Grinders. It's, just been tough. Foul, 5-5. He's the one with the most deaths in the squad, but in 7 rounds, everyone else only at 3 or fewer deaths. Means that this is not going well for our seafood friends. Scallops looking to flow on through to a bomb site, but MJC allows them none of that. 3K immediately, and this is with the guns out again. Scallops struggling to get much of anything. They lined up there as well. Jobro and Purge, last 2 standing. Purged. Does get 1. Okay. He's going to look to banish some opponents to the void this time. He's only got 19 HP. Oh, Purge, that's your teammate. Careful, sir. Jobro does get Sev. Maybe that's no, it's not intentional. That was totally a reflex shot. I was thinking just trying to distract the CTs, but no. Snow will get Jobro. Then the last on to Purged. 6-2 in favor of the Grinders. As we go into round number 9, Snow sits at the top, 135 ADR. This is not the usual output from Snow, but I'm sure his teammates aren't complaining at all. One thing to note is that this is Benny S's first map this season. Prior to that, it was Thumpery and Alert who played in that 5th spot. Getting Benny S into the mix, and Benny S is out of the mix. Sosa finds a nice headshot. Finally an opener for the Scallops. Let's see if they can follow up with a second. MJC still alive here, falls back briefly, but then turns around to take care of Fuse. Now the bodies come on board. A flank for Brensylvania, and he gets 2 pieces off the board. Foul. Hoping to strike back, but now he's down to only himself and MJC. But MJC and Foul do get 2. Jobro, the last one standing. Oh, I think we lost connection to the server. The bomb is ticking down. We don't know what's happening, but I'm assuming Jobro, his heart is pounding as he's trying to recover here and keep hope alive. All right, we're going back to camera as I'm waiting with bated breath to find out what happens in that round. But Jobro certainly under pressure. We will be back in just a moment, folks. I think we lost connection. Is that correct? Did we lose connection? Ah, we had a game crash. Classic CS2 game crash. Happens even to us, guys. We'll be back into the match in just a little minute. That's why the HUD kept going and the game didn't. Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Well. Sounds... Yeah. Production saying Snow was too good. Crashed the server because of how well he was playing. I should say crashed our observer's PC as we wait to get back in. But yeah, Snow has been ridiculous. Again, like I just didn't expect it at all from him. My eyes were towards 3 other players before Snow was even on my radar. As we still wait. Jobro Had a lot on his shoulders in that round, and it was a fantastic recovery, especially considering, I mean, we don't know what the result is of the round yet. We're going to find out in just a little bit once we get back into the server, folks, but it looked like at the beginning of that round that it was going to be Scallops that were going to kind of find a way to victory. I like the first. The second one doesn't happen, though, and MJC gets the trade. And I think that's what really allows that Grinders retake to come to fruition. It's just the fact that they don't get that 5v3 edge on the Scalp side, and MJC remains a threat in cave, which is always a power position. Always, always, always when you're on CT side. When you keep control of cave, then you have the ability to get back into the bomb site under most circumstances. Yes, you're going to face some utility. Yes, you're going to face some nades and stuff like that, but usually, you know, you are a thought in the minds of the T side to a point where they have to dedicate a lot of focus towards you. And look, we're back into it, guys. It was the Grinders that won that round. Now Brent Sylvania's looking to bring one back. Snow gets dinked down to 30. Falls off and waits for Sev, likely to rotate around. They're trying to time this right. Util galore for Snow. So he's got to toss that in. He's going to try. Smoke for cave. That's a good one. Perfectly tossed. Flashbang, will it come through? Sev spamming through. Snow, even with 30 HP, takes the duel. Brent Sylvania the trade, but Sev is good for one right on back, and it will be an 8th here for the MM Grinders. Wow. Poor Scallops. Floundering at sea at this point. Just looking for a way into a round. They're getting frags. They're getting space towards B twice now. 2 bomb plants in a row. But both times denied. And Snow continues, I want to say his hot hand, but I guess it's his ice cold hands. Play. He's got ice in his veins. There we go. Well, this time he's got nothing in his veins. He's dead. Brent Sylvania will get a couple, but 2 on back for the Grinders means that advantage is instantly removed for the Scallops. Foul waiting here towards Temple. 124 remains in the round, so still plenty of time for the Scallops to maneuver. There's a couple of good smokes tossed, one for CT and one for Donut. But Foul's not in either of those spots. He's got the up, peeks around, gets one from Big Box, throws the nade as well. That'll do some damage, a lot of it in fact. That makes that A1S at least a one-shot headshot against both Joe Bro and Fuse. But MJC's got the AK. He doesn't care about that. It's 100% damage to the head no matter what. And now Joe Bro and Fuse will fall back. Again, there's time available to them. And Grinders had the perfect setup towards A. They haven't been stagnant, though. They're usually hunting around looking for information, and once things get too quiet, they will rotate off, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. A couple of players going to Donut. Scallops feels like eventually they're going to have to make noise here with only 36 seconds left on the clock. It's a matter of when and if anyone's going to hear it. Could walk the whole way, too. It just makes it a little more difficult to clear out this bomb site with under 20 seconds left. And that's what they're going to choose. Flash and a molly left. That's a really good flash. Forces Foul off the angle, and that will secure the bomb plant. Foul fires a shot. He's going for the wall bang through pillar, which certainly is possible. Little luck required. Joe Bro holding the line, but can't get the frag. Benius on the peak will win the duel, and now it's a 3v1. Fuse going aggressive. Gets the first, not the second. Foul shuts him down immediately. And while another bomb plant does come through, it's still a round victory for the Grinders. 9-2 in their favor. They are chowing down on these Scallops. 12th and final round of play here in this first half. As we have a timeout called by the Scallops. Largely silent are the guns on their side, although they have had some close rounds when it comes down to the clutches. Grinders just have that next level that they keep climbing to. MJC's having his usual performance, right? Coming up with 12 frags. but it's Snow. Maybe he's the one to watch out for on this Grinders squad. Didn't have the best first 3 maps of the season. But it's not how you start. It's how you finish. Sosa. Waiting here. Grinders had that boost up for the AWP, but then decide to fall off of it, and Sosa loses the fight with Benny as Foul pops around the corner from short B, gets one, then the second. Can he find a third? Yes, he can! The 3-piece as he finds 3 more scallops and knocks them completely off the edge of the server. Purged, last one standing. What can you do, Purged? He's got the bomb. All 4 players from the Grinders at B. Just gamble and run at A, Purge. See what happens. Kind of did. I mean, there's a full minute left and he made noise, which I believe was heard. So if you're going to make noise, you might as well just go the whole way. Unless he's trying to bait them out for a rotation. But now he's surrounded and dead. MJC takes care of business 10-2. In favor of the Grinders, they're only 3 rounds away from finding their 3rd win on the season. We head into the pistol round. Impressed with Snow's opping, though. The best player on the server here on a map of Ancient where, I mean, at least at higher levels of play, is not typically one where oppers are going to find a ton of success. It's a little more difficult, a lot more close range engagements, although you could argue towards that B site you have long B and you also have mid as well, but it's difficult to get any type of foothold because there's always utilizing a direction. Anyway, into the pistol round. Few's going to get one, Pennsylvania another, but in between that sandwich is 2 Grinders frags. Purged will give his team the man edge. Scallops haven't had many of these. Can they hang on this time? He's still got Snow up, and Snow has been a threat, a thorn in the side of the Scallops. And now he's the last one standing in a 1v2 as Sosa clotheslines Benny S with the USP. Snow, what have you got for us? Another clutch on the cards? Bomb not on his back, so he's going to have to go and recover that. He's looking for his 18th and 19th frags of the map, along with a round victory that would likely secure a complete victory for the Grinders. Around this corner, gets the first, sees the second. Snow, are you going to do it again? The quad kill isn't even needed yet because Snow grabbed the bomb. He's going to run all the way to the A site. 45 seconds left. He could even double back. He could bait Sosa into the rotation, which he's hoping has happened. But for whatever reason, Sosa does not rotate. He just tucks himself into the cubby. He's got the read here. Or does he? Sosa second-guessing himself, falls back towards short B. Snow will get the plant. Sosa knows now. But does it even matter? Snow turns his back towards the site, and no, Sosa doesn't capitalize. That was the chance. Now Snow's got another opportunity to get the 11th round. Pops around the corner, make sure he's not defusing, but will eventually lose the fight. Sosa makes amends for his missed shots, and the 3rd is secured for the Scallops. Wow. What a pistol round. Great way to kick off this second half. At least the Scallops keep hope alive for themselves, and they're going to waste no time getting onto those rifles. Sosa's got the A1S. Pennsylvania, the FAMAS. I imagine Purge is going to get an M4 as well. Yeah, there it is. And off that bomb plant, you're going to force up, right, Grinders? I mean, you can. They won't. Interesting. Almost always teams opt to force buy off of that bomb plant, but my only guess is they figure they're up 10-3, so they're going to be disciplined, which I don't mind either. I mean, you can get Tech 9 upgrades, the armor as well, and a couple of players, and still buy up in the next. They're posted up for aggression here outside of B. All 5 players. No lurk in sight. They want the Scallops to push in here. The Scallops will not entertain that, though. Just throwing a smoke and waiting. Eventually, the Grinders are going to have to make a play. Benny S lining up the smoke, and I think there's a flash out there. Sosa gets only one, but Purge will support for one as well. That being said, the trades are even, and Sev's managed to grab an A1S off the ground. Continues to push up into long B. Fuse, MP9 should have the advantage, but he's spotted out. Uh-oh, and he still wins the fight. It's okay. We're all good. Scallops, 3v2. Bomb going to be planted here. Benny S trying to fade away, but he can't. It's all up to Foul. Foul? Waiting for the right timing, pops around the corner, only gets one, immediately traded by Joe Bro, and the Scallops do indeed push those Tech 9s back and win a fourth. Got a little scary for them, but they keep hope alive of a potential comeback coming through. But, I mean, that's just the first 2 rounds. Here's the true test. Rifles are back out for the Grinders. And could we bring up the scoreboard? Have a look. That's what I thought. Yeah. So Scallops, the only 2 rounds they got were off of a pistol round victory in the follow-up in the previous half. And again, they have those first 2 rounds. They never had that second gear. There was never that second layer to their attack, especially once the rifles were out. Let's see if we get it here. Back into the action. Pennsylvania will get the opener onto Snow, who was the biggest problem for them in that previous half. That is a promising start, and MJC getting tagged down to 75. Grinders trying to decide where they want to deploy themselves. At this stage, 2 towards A, 2 towards B. I mean, maybe the best course of action would be to meet up in middle and try and deploy yourself from there. As it stands, they do want to get some butyl thrown out into mid at the very least, and MJC and Sev will take up that space. Smoke going to get tossed from mid. This will attract attention from at least Pennsylvania. And when the nade lands right at his feet, that's a lot of damage gained for the Grinders. And indeed, it looks like they do want to meet up into mid. Purge going to get tagged down a little bit from that spam. I think the Grinders are just trying to play the mind games at this stage. Leave one player behind, that's Benny S in towards Cave, while the other 3 appear to be headed into A. The bomb is still tentatively waiting outside of lane, so I'm not entirely sure if that's the play, but time is running out. We got 30 seconds left, so Grinders have to make a decision, and it will be the A site. Do they expect 2 players at A main? I don't know. Fuse gone. Okay, they thought he was going to be there, but Joe Bro could go overlooked. All of their backs are turned to A main as it stands. Pennsylvania gets one on Sev. Joe Bro, no, he can't activate MJC with his head on a swivel. Gets another one, evening out the numbers at a 3v3. Scallops. Money is low, and Util is pretty much gone. Only a flashbang left for Pennsylvania. They have to make a decision where they go for it or not. They will decide to charge on forward, and they get every single frag. The Scallops have managed to swim their way to victory here in this round. 5th found for them, and the Grinders denied on their first full buy-up. That is very good news for the Scallops. Weren't able to win a full gun round in that first half. We move on. Grinders going cautiously, conservatively into this round with their buy-up. 3 Tech 9s, a Mac 10, and a P250. Decent chunk of util. I mean, around a $3,400 loss bonus, that makes perfect sense, because they're going to have a strong buy next round no matter what. That's an Airburst Incendiary. Not a good thing, because now Grinders just going to accelerate off of that. Yeah, no reason not to. There goes one. Sosa finds the trade. They still got 2 players waiting here at B, but the Tech 9s are getting closer and closer, and as they do, the threat becomes larger. Sev, Mac 10 out, gets that frag. Joe Bro gets a couple of key ones through the smoke and through the pillar, and then Purge finds MJC. Disaster averted for the Scallops. Foul nodding its head up and down, saying, you know what? I know I'm the only one left, but I got this. Tucking himself behind a smoke. 1 minute and 6 seconds left, and absolutely nothing to lose. Pennsylvania. About to have a fight. They re-smoke it. I don't mind Foul going ahead of this. Did Pennsylvania see him? I imagine he will soon. There we go. That's going to do it. The Scallops have found a 6th. Grinder's going to have another buy up in this next round, though. I'm sure they would have loved to get a bomb plant off of that and build up their economy a little bit further, but I'll be happy to jump back into the swing of things here with the guns. Does Foul buy the op for Snow? That is the question. I wouldn't mind it. Snow has been so good here with the AWP, and is Foul? No, he's not. He's just going for the AK. I think he was asking, saying, Snow, do you want it? I can do it. I got 6K. And Snow's like, no. Let's run the rifles. Let's go fast here. Fast into A is always an interesting call on Ancient because the meta dictates that 3 players will commit themselves into mid, and Grinders already have control here. The smoke is up in the donut. Spam might come through for the Scallops. It absolutely does. They break that smoke open, but the bomb's already down, and the return of the util on the other side from the Grinders is good. Pennsylvania down to 48. Nades continue sailing through. Molotovs as well. Both these players in donut are kind of trapped. They want to activate, but they just can't. Jobro manages to go down. Foul manages to take down Jobro in towards donut. MJC finds another, and it's all Foul pinching in from mid, putting the pressure on. Purged and Sosa, what can they do? They are going to get taken one down, and then the other falls as well. Snow finds that, and it will be an 11th round victory here for the Grinders. Pandemonium on that A site, but it's a great call from the Grinders. They just decide to push out from A main immediately, knowing that the Scallops have been applying pressure towards mid repeatedly, and realizing, hey, if we just go A fast, we can get it as long as our util's on point, and it absolutely was. Even with the smoke break that came through, the Grinders still had the advantage for the majority of that round, and they did not rescind it. Snow finally making it work, this time with the AK, and he's up to 20 frags. The 20 bomb is on the cards. Pennsylvania spamming through the smoke. Sev already down to 50 as he tried to make a foray into mid. Jobro delivering that damage on a silver platter. And then he gets the shot through the smoke onto Sev, finishing the job. Fuse also gets one as well, but look at this explosion from the Grinders. MJC, Snow, and Benias combined for 4, and it's only Purge left. He takes damage. Look at the players left on the server. They are the walking wounded. Benias gonna plant this bomb here. Purge, oh, he misses the spray. Now his position known, and he gets naded down. What a nade toss from Benias. He is going to secure a 12th as the Grinders are hungry for some fried scallops. They just need one more round to get that tasty meal. Nineteenth round of play. The Scallops floundering, getting whatever they can, bits and pieces. Sev realizes that they're not going to have much, so he wants to take the early initiative into mid. Sosa, Fuse, and Jobro. Jobro gone. So are Fuse and Sosa. This round and map is likely done. The Grinders are on for their 3rd win on the season. It's all up to Pennsylvania. Can he be the hero? The answer is no. Snow will rain down a blizzard of frags here on the server. 22 overall as the Grinders get 13 and only 6 for the Scallops. They looked like the better team,